Hi there. There are 4 T's of leadership: talking, teaching, training, and travailing. Great leaders do not just stop at the first thing. They don't just talk to people, they teach. Great leaders don't just stop at teaching, they train. Great leaders don't even stop at training, they travail over people. And the greatest of leaders were people who were able to apply these 4 T's. They were able to talk to people. When talking did not work, they graduated to teaching. When teaching did not work, they graduated to training. And when training did not work, graduated to travailing. And I will break those 4 down right now. So you can talk to people. You can tell a child, you can tell a person that read this way or speak this way when next you're talking to people, or save this way, things like that. If it doesn't happen, you may not have to teach them, okay, these are the techniques to use to study. For example, a lot of children are told that read your book, but a lot of children are not taught how to read. The reading styles, write as you read, recall as you read, or write after you read. They are not taught reading habits to avoid, like regression. They are not taught reading habits to imbibe, like fixation, spacing, interleaving. So it's one thing to talk to a person, it's another thing. Hold up. I know you're enjoying the video, but guess what? I'm facilitating a class on how to reprogram the subconscious. I'm going to use a lot of stories that people can relate with, real life stories. This is going to be very, very practical. So do you want to change negative patterns? Do you want to break free from limiting thoughts and limiting belief systems? I'm going to use my life as an example. I bedwetted until I was 16. I was able to break free from that. I came out of 2 years of suicidal thoughts. I was able to break free from that. I went on to memorize 14 books of the Bible. I went on to build amazing habits, fasting every day for 10 years, build amazing habits in my life that I'm very proud of. And I want to show you some of the principles in reprogramming the subconscious. If you want to be part of this training, scan the QR code. And I have another training I'm doing as well. It's called How Individuals Become Institutions. Now, I have studied 500 of the most important companies in the world over the last 100 years. And I have put together the most exciting research I have ever done. A 4-hour presentation on how individuals become institutions. In every sector in the world, every sector, 4 companies dominate the sector, control 80% of everything that goes on in that sector. I'll give you an example. In the automobile industry, it's dominated by Toyota, Volkswagen, BMW, and Hyundai. In the food industry, it's controlled by PepsiCo and Coca-Cola, Kraft Heinz, Mondelez, and Monsanto. Then, in the beauty sector, it's controlled by 4 companies: L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, Johnson & Johnson, and Procter & Gamble. In the media world, it's controlled by 4 companies. You have Disney, Time Warner, Comcast Viacom, and News Corporation, and so on and so forth. But I want to show you how these companies started from individuals to become companies that dominate entire industries. It's a training that is not only necessary for people who are in the corporate sector. If you are a parent, if you are a student, you need to have this. I wish I'd known this when I was 20 years younger, 25, 30 years younger. I'd have made my life a whole lot better. So we are drawing from decades and centuries of experience. I recommend this training for everybody who is interested in succeeding and knowing how to maximize time, how individuals become institutions, how individuals become institutions. It's a 4-hour presentation. I'm giving you nothing but facts, showing you in a storyline format how individuals become institutions. You will love it. So if you're interested, scan the QR code. Bye for now, and back to the video. A higher level is teaching them how to do things. Then more than that, there is the 3rd level, training. So the difference between teaching and training is that in teaching, you are showing the person principles, but in training, after showing the person the principles, you are monitoring the person to see whether the person is actually doing it. Then you are giving the person real-time feedback, and then you are giving them the much needed encouragement. So what makes training different from teaching is what I call the MRE. M for monitoring, R for real-time feedback, and then E for encouragement. Those 3. So if you do those things, you will find out that most likely you will get better results from people. But if after you have talked to, you have taught, you have trained, things don't get better, then you now have to head to the final T, which is travailing. Now with travailing, you are actually praying for the person, and you are praying intensely for the person. You are praying from the depth of your heart for the person, and this is where the greatest change happens. So whether you are trying to mentor a person, you are trying to coach a person, you are trying to parent, you are trying to disciple a person, the 4 T's is what makes behavioral change complete: talking, teaching, training, and travailing. If you try the first 3 and they don't work, the final T see should work, and that's travailing. You know, Moses had a father-in-law called Jethro, and Jethro just spoke to Moses and said, the way you are coaching people is not good enough. I mean, the way you are judging people, build a team of people, you wear yourself out. And that was okay. But there are some people that even after you talk to them, nothing will happen. Moses spoke to the children of Israel, nothing happened, you know. So you have to now teach them. But people that even after teaching them, nothing will happen. They still will not learn. They still will not learn. Some people in faith communities where they are taught the word of God, week in, week out. There are people who go to universities and they are taught, they are lectured, and they don't really come out with much, you know. That's where training comes into play. But even after you train people, you will have to now travail over certain people. You know, there are some children that are called stubborn or strong-willed children. You talk to them, nothing happens. You teach them, nothing happens. You train them, it appears as if only little or nothing is happening. And then you have to now bring in the final T. And that was why Paul was so great a disciple, because he understood that even after I do the 3 T's and nothing works, you still have to do the final thing. Because if you look at the greatest of coaches, disciples, even after training, they were still let down by the people they trained. Jesus told his disciples, "Oh foolish disciples, how long will I be with you?" They tried to cast out a demon, the demon will not go. He had taught them, he taught them how to pray, he taught them how to fast, like John the Baptist taught his own disciples, you know, but nothing happened. So they were with him. He had trained them for 3 years, he had chastised them, he had given them feedback, he had answered their questions, but the final T was travailing. And that's where Jesus was able to win Peter, because if he had lost Peter, he would have lost all his other disciples. But you know, he said to Peter that, Peter, Satan has desired to sift you as wheat. Satan has desired you that he may sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you, I have travailed for you, that your faith fail not, and when you are converted, strengthen your brethren. So Jesus did not stop. You see, the greatest coaches, the greatest leaders don't stop at the 30, they go on to the 40, and that's where the travailing comes in. Even if you are a husband, for you to create a great family, you must get into the 40. That's travailing. You see, Apostle Paul said to the church in Galatia, he says, "My little children, of whom I travail in birth until Christ be formed in you." Is it that he didn't talk to them? He talked to them. Is it that he didn't teach them? He taught them. Is it that he didn't train them? He trained them. But still, he said, "Oh foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you?" And so to be a great leader, it's not enough to talk to people, it's not enough to teach people, it's not enough to train people. You have to travail over them. And those are the 40s of leadership. The 40s of leadership: talking, teaching, training, and travailing. I hope this works well for you. Do have an amazing day, and bye for now.
Hi there, I'm Adekomi Olusonya, publisher of the Immersion Bible, and I will get you addicted to the Word of God, line upon line, precept upon precept. If you would like access to any of my books, products, or services, scan the QR code after this and you will have access to that. Kemi sends her love as always. Do have an amazing day, and bye for now.